Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Stephanie Quinu. Senator Chuck Schumer speaking just moments ago about the conflict in Iran, and I wanted to share this social media post with you. And he says, quote, Donald Trump is hell-bent on escalating his reckless war and is now considering putting U.S. boots on the ground in Iran. The American people do not want more war in the Middle East. No boots on the ground. No more war. He spoke for about 8 minutes in length, and we're going to play that out for you. New for Sunday.
There's the white balance. All right. Here, let me see where I put this. All right, and folks, just for your information, Trump just said that he wouldn't sign any legislation until Congress passed the SAVE Act. I'm going to talk about the SAVE Act and how awful it is after I finish talking about the oil reserve, so your people will know. Okay? Well, we've all seen that over the past week, Trump's war with Iran has sent oil prices skyrocketing through the roof. It sent gas prices at the pump up 30 or 40 cents. American families are already feeling it. Gas prices are just jumping and jumping and jumping, now more than 40 cents higher than they were before this war started. So that's why today I'm calling on President Trump to immediately release oil from our strategic petroleum reserve, which will make the price come down by quite a lot. When oil prices spike like this, costs ripple through the entire economy. It's not just what you pay at the pump. Airline tickets go up because fuel oil is so expensive. Shipping costs go up, so the goods on your grocery shelves go up. And American families are paying more across the board. At the same time, the American people have made clear they're opposed to Trump's war. The administration has no goals or strategy. Every day, Trump has a different reason for why we did it and a different end game. Makes no sense. Never had a war like this where the president cannot articulate why we went to war and why we're putting our soldiers at risk and why we're spending billions and billions of dollars, which could be spent here at home to reduce the costs Americans pay. The instability created by Trump in this war is already hitting families in their wallets, and that's why we have the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve is for moments just like this, when because of either a war or a very bad weather occurrence, you're supposed to use, the president should use the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to lower that price. If the president released a significant amount of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which he's allowed to do by law, boom, the price would go way down. When wars and global crises disrupt energy markets, the United States can release oil to stabilize the price. And we have a lot of precedents about this. Presidents of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, have used the SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, during global disruptions to keep that price down. But Trump, instead of using this tool, which so many other presidents have used to lower prices at the pump, he's saying the market will heal very quickly. President Trump, listen to your average driver who's paying 40 cents more a gallon, that prices are healing very quickly. Listen to your truck driver who drives a truck for a living, who has said if the price keeps going up, he may go out of business. And you say, oh, they'll heal very quickly. And now we're learning something even crazier from this administration, that the Trump administration is considering selling oil to China. We need it here to lower the price, not going to China. And I will introduce a bill in the near future. I will introduce a bill to ban the sale of U.S. oil to China. Thinking about selling oil to one of our biggest adversaries when Americans are paying too much for gasoline and other petroleum products is outrageous. American families cannot afford to simply wait and hope for the price to come down. The solution is right here at home, Trump. Use the SPR, release it, prices will come down. Stop this blather that it'll go away soon. It won't. There's a war going on over there. Just last night I saw a big oil refinery in Iran hit by missiles. That makes the price of oil go up even further. So at least use the SPR to get the price down. Okay. Now, on the SAVE Act. This morning, the president said he will not sign any legislation that passes Congress until the SAVE Act passes. That means the president's asking for total gridlock. The SAVE Act will not pass because it is such a pernicious, nasty piece of legislation. The SAVE Act is Jim Crow 2.0. More than 20 million people would lose their right to vote. And you would need to register either a passport or your original birth certificate. How many people have that? How many people have that? It would eliminate vote by mail. Tell that to a senior citizen who's confined to their home in a wheelchair that they're going to lose their right to vote. And he would purge the voter rolls using an AI system set up by Musk and Doge. So you could show up at the polling place this November and they'd say you're no longer on the rolls. They don't even notify you of it. Millions of people would be purged from the rolls because of this system that Musk and Doge put in. You wouldn't be notified. You'd show up at the polling place and they'd say, sorry, Mr. Jones, sorry, Miss Smith, you're not on the rolls anymore. They don't even notify you. This is one of the nastiest pieces of legislation that I've ever seen. It is going back to the old South, where people were prohibited from voting, and spreading it to every corner of America. It is Jim Crow 2.0. And when Trump says that he will not sign any legislation until Congress passes Doge, Mr. President, we ain't passing Doge. You are calling for gridlock in the entire Congress, and none of the bills that will help reduce the costs to people for prescription drugs, for electricity, for home ownership will pass because of your bullheaded, ridiculous fiat that you won't sign any legislation till Doge passes, because Doge ain't passing. Even Republicans opposed, Even Republicans oppose this SAVE Act because it is so bad. That's why it hasn't passed in the Senate. Mr. President, stop this idiocy. Stop saying you must have the SAVE Act, which is vicious and brings America back to Jim Crow. Stop hurting America because of your own stupid whims.
Any
Okay?
questions?
I think you know where I stand. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay?
Good.
So that was Senator Chuck Schumer as he was talking about a number of issues, including the oil and gas prices. I did want to share this live look with you. This is from Marine Traffic. This is a live ship trapping map showing the Strait of Hormuz, and this is where much of the oil is shipped through right here. So we did want to share that with you. This, as the price of oil is now higher after the U.S. and Israel have launched attacks on Iran. Coming up in just about 20 minutes or so, we're going to be speaking with Chapwood Investments managing partner Ed Butowski as we take a look at the impact of the conflict in Iran and the prices of gas and oil and the timeline of all of this. So that conversation is coming up in just about 20 minutes time. For now, though, we're going to just step away for a moment. We'll be right back.